Gentlemen, I have to share something with you, and I have to warn you, I'm getting the fizz. I've had the fizz for some time now. I have a new knife. Today's going to be a little tabletop knife review. This is a style of knife, a concept that I knew nothing about until my good friend Mr. Jason Barr at Ridge Runner Blades gave this to me and told me, give this a try. I think you're going to like it. And my goodness, he was right. Let's take a close-up look. This actually has rolled into my EDC. I'll share with you the 3 knives that I EDC. Spoiler alert, they're all fixed blades. I rarely carry folding knives anymore. Let's come up close and have a look at this beautiful ring knife. Let us have a look-see here. Goodness, you feel it? This here is the Gehagen's Custom Nemesis. This is a limited edition. It was done for our friends over at Ridge Runner Blades. Jason commissioned this, and this has become part of my EDC, and I love it. He gave me 2 of these. These are a limited edition. I think there's only a handful of these available. I think there's still a few on the site. But he gave me 2 of these, and when I got home from Mr. Overton's Montana excursion, I gave the other one, the sister to this, to Mr. Brian. The first thing he said when I gave it to him was, "Ooh, that's very stabby." And I thought, yeah, that is definitely very stabby. You know, when you think, Mr. Brian and I, we were talking about, God forbid you have to ever get into a knife fight. I would just as soon get into a gunfight than a knife fight. We were talking, you know, what would you want? You know, what if you had to choose? And the conversation turned to, well, what examples can we look to? What have men that actually do fight with knives? You know, what do they use? And the only thing that I could really think of was a shiv in prison. And those guys, you know, are in there fighting for their lives. You know, they're not really interested in internet nonsense or LARPing. It's live or die. And what is it, you know, how do they fight? And we've all seen it before. It's horrific, you know, just bum rush a guy and just start sticking and stabbing. And that really comes into mind, that shiv nature. Goodness, it's just brutal to even think about when I look at the little nemesis here. This, having a ring on a knife at first I thought was a little bit unusual. I have never carried anything like that. And I was a little sus about it. I thought it was a little bit suspicious. But I've had a good while now to carry it, and I've actually pretty much carried this daily since I've gotten back. And my goodness, I really do like it. There's something about it, the security of it, that 1, that I don't feel like I'm going to slip forward on it, and 2, it's unlikely to drop it if you got into a scuffle. And this ring, man, I just like it. It gives me the fizz. It gives me a sense of security. It works reverse grip or forward grip. At first I was wondering, I was thinking, you know, would this function as like a, you know, partial brass knuckle? You know, one thing I've been in scuffles before and hurt my hand pounding on the back of it or hitting a guy in the head. Heads are pretty hard. You know, would that help? Having something in your hand like this to stabilize it, you know, it's gonna do more damage. And having that ring on there, is that gonna do more harm to you or to your adversary? You know, who knows about that? But it does lock in the hand good, and this is a defensive weapon for sure. This is a fighting knife, and it's very small, but very easy to carry. Isn't it cool? So I don't know. I wonder sometimes if you did get into a scuffle and you were holding it this way, you know, would you end up hurting yourself, or would that, I don't know, you put that on someone's dome right there, right above their eye, that's going to leave a mark. I think that it'd be better off for you than for him. The construction of it is beautiful. This is very interesting. I really like, this orange here is a glow-in-the-dark material. I brought a flashlight. We can charge this up. There's so much light here, it's not gonna probably come through, but I think you'll get the effect. Now this is as far as I know, it's a custom knife. These are built in North Carolina, and I do believe, if memory serves, how cool is that? My goodness, this is the best Luma glow material that I've ever used. I light this thing up at night, and I've woken up like hours and hours later, and it's still just glowing so bright. You can see it glowing bright on the nightstand. I believe Mr. Barr was telling me that this material is also being made in North Carolina or someplace in the U.S. It's a real high quality glow material that I've never seen anything like it on. I've never seen it used on a scale, as a scale. But my goodness, I really, really like it. I think it would be cool to have, as I like the black and green two-tone, but I think it would be cool if this was all the lume. That would be nice. Very small, very stabby, as Mr. Brian said. It's got big, heavy jimping here on the back. It locks in good with your thumb. You can even use this with a glove pretty well. The ring's big enough. If the glove's not too bulky, you can get it in there. Maybe not a winter glove, but a leather glove for sure. A nice big finger choil right there. When you lock your hand in this, it feels very secure. It doesn't. You don't feel like you would ever come forward on it. It's really, really nice. Bolt-on scales, which is a feature of the Gehagen knives. I have a couple of their knives, and they all have bolt-on scales, which is nice. I guess the idea is if you damaged one, you could replace it, or if they did something commemorative, or you wanted to change the color. Like, for example, if you wanted to have one that had the lume or the black, you could do that. Nice to have options. Black nitrite coating. I believe if this is the same as the knife we looked at the other day that I put on my plate carrier, I do believe that this is food grade. So if you do need to cut your government cheese, East Coast man, you'll know that you won't be poisoned. Of course, this is the limited edition here. Pretty nice. The sheath is good too. I've been playing around. This is my modification here. I pulled this clip off of I've got several of these clips from some T-Rex holsters that I bought, and I really like these clips. They're very tough. These clips were designed for their inside the waistband holsters, and they've got enough holes in them where I've got a couple different things I've used these on, and I like having the clip. You could wear this on a belt with that clip on there, but it doesn't come with this. I think a better way to carry this would be like I'll show you the 3 EDC knives that I carry now. The one I really carry most of the time is this guy right here. Jason told me that he made the comment, once you carry a fixed blade, love glow in the dark. These beads are so cool. Once you carry a fixed blade and you get one that you like that works with your systems, it's hard to go back to a folding blade knife, and I would agree 100%. Many of you bought this knife. This is a classic here. This is the Primitive Woodsman Foxfire. I lost it, and it recently came back home to me. I was very happy about that. But this is a knife that carries horizontal, meaning if you wear a belt, what's nice about this system, stay in the microphone, is that you can put it on really quick. And having it right there to get at, it's even more convenient than a clip knife. And it's not going to, when you sit down, if you drive or you're a driver or in the car, it doesn't bunch up and doesn't hang up on stuff. This horizontal just to the right of the belt buckle is the superior way to carry a knife, in my opinion. So what I would probably, I haven't done this yet, but probably what I will do when I get done playing around is install this sort of, this guy right here on this, maybe two of them even. So I carry the Foxfire. This is a big part of my EDC, a pretty common knife I carry. I also, when I'm doing battle with Antifa, or when I go into Portland, my beloved Thetford Armory. Now this is a bigger knife, and it will carry horizontal as well, but the fact that it's so much longer, I do a double strap on it, and it gives it a little bit more, it keeps it in place better. Goodness. Mr. Bard. He cringes every time I talk about how much I love my Thetford Armory here, my 13. I just have to sit here, and every time I take it out, to sit here and just soak in the fizz. Abaddon. Abaddon is the demon in charge of guarding the pit of hell. I know it's not spelled correctly. I changed it. I didn't have enough room for both. Is it 2 B's? You get the point. Mr. Barr doesn't like me to show this knife, I fear, because they're so rare. And he has a hard time getting them because they're made one at a time. But this is not about the Abaddon. We all know how much, you guys all know how much I fanboy over that knife. But I carry Abaddon, my little Foxfire, more so. This is a bit big for every day, but when I want to go into the city, I always carry this. But what I really like is this guy. The Nemesis. Very, very cool. I really like the Gahagan knives. They speak to me. They, I think we have a similar aesthetic. And then the quality of them. These are, of course, made in North Carolina. Let's go jump over and take a look. I got one pulled up here on Jason's site. I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to go over there and get these. These are expensive knives. It's not for everyone, but if you're into knives and you like handmade things that are beautiful and functional, they're cool. Limited edition. Here you can see now there's one. Actually, yeah, once I see it, the green glow without the black, I don't think I prefer it. This looks better. Yeah, I see. Maybe that's why they did that. There you go. So this is what I was talking about. You could add this on, like I have on the Foxfire there, and have that nice horizontal carry. The steel, of course, I'm guessing is going to be that the EDC V2. This is a real durable steel. This is a steel that's used on a lot of tactical blades. It's got some carbon in it, but it's going to be a tough steel. Maybe not the hardest steel. I'm not a metaler, or just what Jason told me was it's a durable steel. It's going to be something, if you needed to pry with it, if you needed to flex it a little bit, it's going to be unlikely to break. I think he told me of all his knives, he's never broken anything from the 80 CRV or whatever it is. So I know it's his blade of choice. But I really like this knife. I say this all the time. I get a lot of knives. Almost weekly, guys sending knives, and I always appreciate that. I think it's a very kind gesture, but rarely do I get a knife that I keep or speaks to me and that I don't give away. I had 2 of these. I could have easily kept both of them, but I gave one to Mr. Brian, and he feels the same way that I do. He really likes it. He's kind of worked it into his daily carry as well. But if you want a small, compact ring knife, if you've been looking at them, I think that this is really, really cool. Very, very happy with that. Little show and tell today. I thought you might enjoy that. On such a winter's day as today, what's better than sitting inside by the wood stove, watching it snow, and fondling and playing with our knives? Thanks for watching. Shout out to Ridge Runner Blades, the official armorer of the Warband. This is not a paid endorsement. I'm just helping a friend. Jason is my friend, and he hooks me up with some cool knives, and they never come with an obligation. And I just like to share them because we all like knives, don't we? So take a look at it. Stop on over there, tell him I said hi. May God bless you and your families. Please keep us in your prayers, and we'll see you guys on the next video.